Hey guys, so as you can tell by the title, tonight we are going to be playing around with the Scott Barnes stuff that I have. And I might have fibbed just like a little bit because I don't quite have a full face, but I do have his Snatchel eyeshadow palette that looks like this. So pretty. And then I also have his contour, sculpting and contour palette, and his blush palette. Like that. So originally I was going to just like do all of my face makeup and then like come on camera, that sounds so weird, and then just like start filming, I guess, when I had like when the Scott Barnes stuff was coming into play. Am I making any sense at all? I truly don't know, but I decided to just go ahead and film everything because I feel like I haven't filmed in a while, but I have. I think I filmed like last night. I don't know, just in like, I'm still in my funk and I'm not sure what's going on with me. I feel like this funk is lasting way too long. But y'all were talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Finish. Is that what it's called? I can't even tell because this has been used so much. There's like no writing left on the bottle. But I wanted to just start off with a little bit of this on like my cheekbones basically. And I'm just going to press that in with my sponge. I have the shade 2 right now. I have the shade 3 and I prefer that one, but it is temporarily missing. So that's that. Then I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer and just put this right down my T-zone. I feel like this stuff is so good, and like I mean, we've had friggin' humid ass weather and it is hot as balls. I think like the heat index was something like 107 or something today, not today, yesterday. And this keeps me so matte. It's amazing, and I love that I can have this on my T-zone and the Flawless Filter stuff on the high points of my face, and you know, mix it all up. Whatever. Let's get into foundation. I kind of wanted to like shop my stash for the rest of the products I was going to use. So we are going to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have the color, the shade Seashell. It might be a little bit dark for me right now, but we're going to make it work. I have no self-tanner on right now, and I was planning on doing it tonight, but I'm just not quite sure if that is going to happen because I am feeling so lazy and so not like doing all of that and having to like sit around half naked for 30 minutes while it dries. That's how lazy I am right now. We're just gonna bring this down my neck some. It's just a little bit yellow, but that's alright. I think it'll look fine once I get some concealer and powder and everything on. I always forget how much I love this foundation, but I really just, every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, damn, this actually looks really good. Now we're going to go in with my Pat McGrath concealer. This is in shade L6, and I had L2 somewhere. Not sure where. Not sure if this is going to, too dark? I don't know. We're really just playing this by ear tonight, guys. But I got this, and I got it in the L2 at first, and that was like way too bright for me. And then I got the L6, and that was a good shade. But then another concealer came out, like always, and I feel like I didn't get like any use out of this, but I feel like I really liked it when I was using it for a few days. So I want to see how I feel. Definitely not going to brighten anything up, but I think it matches the foundation all right. I meant to grab my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder because I finally found my medium shade, but I forgot to bring it upstairs, so I'm just using my Mercier Pressed Blurring Under Eye Secret Powder stuff. I really feel like this is going to be the first under eye setting powder that I have ever hit pan on, because this thing used to be like baked, so it was way high up here. It's getting so low, and I use this basically every single day. Like, any day I put on any makeup, I'm putting on concealer, which means I'm going to set under my eyes, and it's just the best I've ever used. So now I want to take my Tarte Breezy Cream Concealer. I've missed this so much. I tried to like back away for a minute because I was getting a little bit repetitive with it, but I want to take this Smashbox Stippling Foundation Brush. I saw someone using this for their cream bronzer, and I was like, ooh, I don't really use it for foundation, so maybe it would be good for my bronzer. And I've been watching everybody like get their Raw Beauty Christy and Pure collab. Like, everybody's getting their packages that got it on like the first, what's it called, first launch or whatever. I'm so jealous. I cannot wait to get mine. Like, I cannot wait. I'm so excited to play around, honestly, with both sides, but like, you know, the neutrally side is definitely calling my name. But it's just so pretty. The colors look absolutely stunning, and I think she did such a good job. I think it's so cool that this is like her first collaboration, and she hit 1 million subscribers, and she got pregnant. Like, I've seen so many like memes on Twitter and stuff about like literally everyone else's 2020 is like going down the shitter, and Christie's is like the best year of her life, which, hey, she deserves it, so good for her. But I do think it's funny because everybody else's life is like falling apart, and then she's over there like just living her dream, which good for her. Like, hell yeah. But I don't want to put too much of this on because I do want to see the Scott Barnes more than this, but I was just looking a little bit too pasty for my liking. I actually do really like how the brush distributed that. I want to take a little bit of this Kaja Cutie Bento. This is Juicy Watermelon, and I'm going in with the top kind of light mauve-y shade. Take it on the butt of my sponge. I haven't really gotten a chance to use these much, so I'm not sure what the pigment is like. It's not as pigmented as the other cream blushes that I've been using. Like, I'm so used to that Tower 28, and it's so pigmented that I have to like dip it in once, and then like literally that's all that you need for like both cheeks. But this is also really nice because that Tower 28 blush can get away from you very quickly, and you will be super rosy before you know it. So this is good if you go ham with products like I do, and then you can't take it back. That's a really pretty natural shade. I think it would be pretty to just like leave my face like this and just do like a really pretty winged liner with some like really full lashes. I kind of just want to do that look coming up sometime soon, but we're definitely going to use the Scott Barnes stuff tonight. So I'm going to throw some brows on real quick, and I will be right back to play around with his Natural palette. I've actually been playing with this a few times, so I'm excited, and I'll be right back. I'm so mad at myself because I actually went and got my nails done today, and I meant to get my eyebrows done for the first time in like probably a year at least, and I completely forgot until I was just filling them in. So I know they look amazing like always. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the Natural palette. It looks so pretty and so glam. Like, I feel like it can be so neutral or so glam or so smoky or so like there's just a bunch of options. But we are going to start with this muted shade right here. It's just like a lid shade for me. And then I guess I need to figure out what kind of a look we want to go for tonight. Part of me wants to go just like everyday glam neutral, and part of me wants to do kind of like a sexy smoky eye. We might do that. We never do that. Let's do that. We can change it up for once. Okay, first I'm going to go into this vintage shade right here. It's kind of like a taupey, little bit cooler tone brown kind of transition shade. Oh man, I meant to plug in my Switch before I sat down to film so I can play my Animal Crossing after this. I've finally gotten all of my characters, like all of their houses, onto one part of the island, and like I have my little... None of y'all care, do you? No? Okay. I'm gonna go into Foxy next, and I think I'm gonna stay with this brush for right now and just kind of lightly dip into it. But I think I've said this before, and I don't think any of y'all play. But if any of y'all play, let me know, because I would love for you to come visit my island. I would love to go visit your island. I think that would be really fun. And I've been working on my landscapes. I have a very nice entrance now. Something about that game, like it relieves anxiety for me, which is what I have been needing lately. And I thought it was so dumb before I got it. But now that I have it and now that I play it, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do once I've like beat the game. Like, I'll probably honestly just keep on playing. It's so good. Now I'm gonna take my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Blender Shadow 107, and I want to eventually end up with the Temptation and then the black shade here. But I think I need a little something in between. So I'm gonna go in with Woody right here and put that like super deep in my crease. These shadows are so easy to work with. I'm not sure why I don't know, didn't expect them to be. I kind of thought they would be almost like Pat McGrath shadows, where like they're mint, or like they're made by a makeup artist, so you know you have to like work with them a little bit different, little differently. You have to work with them different than you do like just an everyday like Too Faced or Tarte or whatever eyeshadow palette. But these go on and blend out and just look so good with like no effort. So now I want to go in with my Smashbox contour shading. I'm going to take Temptation and just put that like super deep in my crease. I think this kind of look is where it's really important to not put too much pigment down at first and just really like blend and layer and blend and layer and blend and layer and blend and layer, because these are the looks that like actually show that kind of like gradient that you're trying to get, if that makes sense. So like I'm gonna lay this color down, go in and blend again, and then when I go in with that black, I'm gonna do the same. I am gonna bring this just like all the way onto my lid, which is scary for me. Okay, I'm gonna do another layer of this to really deepen it up, and then just use a little tiny bit of the black right in the outer and inner corner, I think. I don't know, kind of making this up as we go, but this palette has like the perfect shades for a gorgeous smoky eye. Now I'm gonna go in with my big blender, and I think I'm gonna go back into, I'm gonna dip in between Vintage and Woody, just so I have a couple of the shades I was using already, and really like blend where I just put all of that down. Now we're going to go in with the black shade Sin, and obviously you don't need this palette to do this look. Any deep kind of cooler toned browns and a black will do the exact same thing. Well, maybe not the exact same thing. So I do want to clarify, in my last video, the drugstore video, I was not saying that like the drugstore doesn't have any good makeup. I do not believe that. I think there are tons of good options at the drugstore. I more so meant that using luxury makeup is like its own experience within itself. Like you know, you're not just using it because it's so much better. You're using it because the packaging is amazing, and there's just, you know, there's more to it than like just the product. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm like super stuck up and I think like I'm too good for drugstore makeup, because that is not the case whatsoever. And it probably seems like I have like decent money because I've done a bunch of Sephora hauls and stuff like that. I don't, like, I promise you, I really don't. So yeah, just don't judge too harshly. you know, people only show you what they want to show you. So there are always things going on that you might not know about. And I don't know, I guess with everybody, honestly, everyone's going through something. So you never know what the real deal is, I guess. All right. I have gone in and blended that again and taken a little bit more of the black onto my lid. I think that is looking pretty good. I want to go in with this nightcap shade right here. It's just like speaking. Oh, so good. Okay. Well, let's just put this all in the middle. Oh my God. That is gorgeous. Now I'm going to take the smallest brush I was using and just blend a little bit. I think I want just a little bit of pop in the very center, so I'm going to go in with this. It is Silver Screen. Oh, these are so pretty. And I don't know if that did too much, but I'm just taking it right down the very middle of my eye. Oh no, I do. I see it now. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love this. I'm so into like the whole smoky eye right now. So let's see. What do I want to do for my bottom lash line? I guess we should just smoke that on out too. So I'm going to take this vintage shade first, the kind of taupey shade, and just run that along there. Now I'm going to take the Smashbox brush again. I'm so obsessed with this right now. And I'm going to go into the kind of deep brown shade Woody. And now I don't think I'm going to go in with the black on my lower lash line, but I am going to take this deep Temptation shade, just a tiny bit, very outer corner. Kind of blend that up into the outer corner some. I love this. This is like what I would do if I had a life and I ever went out. So I'm gonna throw some liner and mascara on, probably do this eye too, and then I will be right back to finish up the face with his contour and blush palette. Okay, I'm back and the eyes are basically done. We still need to do an inner corner highlight, but we will do that when we highlight the face. So let's go ahead and get into this contour palette of his. Now this is where, me personally, I don't know what to do with this. Like, this is a lot to me. This is why I like to have my number 2 Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, or, you know, like that's just easier for me. But I know this is beautiful. I've made it work before and I want to make it work again. So we're gonna try. First off, I want to go in with a tiny bit of this diced shade and carve. I'm gonna take my NARS Eat a Brush into just a tiny bit of those two. Tap it off and oh yeah, there is some major pigment there. I'm not gonna bring much up to my forehead. I'm just kind of taking what was left on the brush. Okay, I'm just gonna do this for now. And then I find like when I'm blending in the bronzer shade, that always helps to blend in my contour too. So I keep hearing about this class that ColourPop held and Patrick Ta was teaching, and I would have died to go to that. Like, that sounds so amazing to me. And I definitely brought this up a little bit too high. Hopefully that'll blend out with some bronzer. So for my bronze shades, I think I want to go in with Chiseled and Slice. I don't know, I'm kind of just gonna like tap around in here and hope that I don't ruin my face. Okay, so I just kind of took those and then like tapped them out on my hand. And now I'm gonna try to bronze. Like, I don't know how, but somehow he just makes it work. Like, this should not work on me. I don't know, I feel like all of these shades are like way too deep for my skin tone, and they probably are, but like I'm still kind of able to make it work. I just need to learn how to blend a little bit better apparently. Is there like a straight up line across my forehead? Or is that the light? I can't tell. Now, I feel like it might look a tad bit muddy. I think I went in a little bit hard with the actual contour shades, but I think this actually looks really good. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just kind of try to blend out any harsh lines. I remember feeling like this last time I used this palette too, because I had no idea what I was doing going into it, but I ended up using Chiseled, Shade, and Sliced. I just went between those three, tapped it off on the back of my hand because they are stupid pigmented, and I don't know, I feel like it came out fine. Definitely not what I was expecting. I thought I was going to have to be like, oh, now we're gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer that I know blends out real good. So I need to play around with this more because it is so good. The formula is so good. The colors are so good. It wasn't cheap, and I mean, it's just really good. And I think you can really like customize what kind of shade you want. So now let's go in with this blush palette, which I am obsessed with. This is probably my favorite thing of his that I've tried. I completely forgot. Man, I have his setting powder too that I could have used. I really want to try his mascara too, but that's a whole other, that's like a what I won't buy on my no buy. That is killing me. So today I want to go in with Minimalist and Strike a Rose. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like, I mean, all of them are beautiful, but I think my eyes are doing most of the talking, so I just want a pretty kind of nudie, natural blush day. Just kind of a nice flush. I love this so much. I also love that, I want to say, okay, 4 of them, these 4 middle shades, those are all completely matte. These 2 have a bit of shimmer, and then these are kind of like cheek toppers. And honestly, like, it's perfect because if you just want a matte blush, you have a matte blush. But if you want to add some shimmer to it, you can. You can add the amount that you want, where you want it, how you want it. Like, I don't know, I just feel like this palette is so good. I would have loved if he had put maybe a couple, like, you know, very just slightly shimmery shades in here. I think that would have been really pretty, like on the warmer tones. I think that could have been cool, but I know it's a contour book and contour is not supposed to be shimmery, so I get it, but I'm just saying it would have been cool. And I think I do want to top this with a little bit of this glowy shade just to kind of pop a little on my apple, the apple of my cheek. I love this look. I love all of these products, honestly. I need to swatch this showy shade right here. I need to see if I can just use this as a, as a highlighter. Hell yeah, I can. Okay, we're going in with that for highlighter. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques setting brush. That's really pretty. I wanted to get his highlighting palette too, but when I saw that the blush palette had these 2 shades in it, I was kind of like, you know, that one I can probably hold off on. And if I love how these are and like the formula of them, which I do, I can always go back and get it, you know, maybe like when he's having a sale or something like that. So I definitely want to do that, but I think it is so pretty. It's such a good formula. So obsessed with all of these. Take a shot every time I say that and you will be plastered by the end of this. Now we are going to go in with our lips and we will be all done. I'm going to go in with my Lawless liquid lipstick in the shade George. Such a good nude shade. Like, I think it's sold out on Sephora right now, but it's so good. that is just like the perfect lip for this eye, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I think that is it for this video. Alright, so that is the finished look. I'm so obsessed with these smoky eyes. It just makes me want to like go somewhere, go get a drink, and chill out, even though I have a 2-year-old sleeping below me, and that's definitely not gonna happen. But I can dream, I can think, I can imagine. I wouldn't even go out and get a drink right now, even if I could, with everything going on. But, you know, dreaming, imagining, all that good stuff. So I think this is it, and I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm sorry for fibbing. I know it wasn't a total face of Scott Barnes, but most of the like finishing touches were, oh my god, we almost did not highlight my inner corner. What was I thinking? I knew something just didn't look completed to me, so I want to go in with this angelic shade. It's like a white with like a purpley pinky lilac-y reflect, and it is stunning. I'm not sure if you can really tell just by putting it on my inner corner, but it is such a good highlight shade. So I think I want to top it with a little bit of the one I have on my face, just because that's not quite as poppy as I'm looking for right now. I want like a really blinged out inner corner. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Still not really popping on camera like I thought it would, but that's okay. So now this is the finished look. I hope y'all enjoyed watching, and I hope y'all are having a great day, night, evening, weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.